to the world are not impeded by someone else's bad intentions. So you have to protect yourself. If someone is lying and cheating, you have to make them aware of the fact that you know it and don't like it, and if they continue, keep them out of your life.
I know, but, well, he's out of my life, so is it worth for me to confront him if will never give me the money back, or I just forget it was my own fault?
Well, why don't you learn the lesson, first of all? If no matter how much money you've been cheated out, if you learn the lesson, and you know to be on the alert without being so suspicious that you taint every relationship with paranoid suspicion, but instead are reasonable and effective in judging people now, then you've paid the right price to learn the lesson. So if you can learn the lesson, that's one thing. But it sounds like you got anger there because there's a lot of hurt I can feel. But
well, it was because it was really, really low type of thing, you know, using his sympathy for suicide and all this stuff to get money from me, and it was all a big hoax.
Well, you were a sucker. Why were you such a sucker?
I guess I wasn't clear. My mind wasn't right.
Yeah, but why not? What kept you from being clear?
Well, because I have other problems, which it's really the main...
Let me try this with you. You didn't think well enough of yourself, and therefore when you were being punished, you kind of thought you deserved it.
I guess it's possible.
Tell me what the other thing you're calling about is.
Well, right now I'm having a big decision or whatever, because I have been involved off and on, like with prostitution, and I'm at a point of becoming dependent for income on that, and I don't want to, but I'm afraid of, you know, I lost my business, and I don't want to work for someone else, so I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but I just have this fear of being under somebody's thumb, and I'll get manipulated in the same way, so, you know, why did I go out and just, you know, do prostitution instead? But I know that's not the answer, but it's just, I'm just really afraid about going to get a job.
Why?
I don't know, just because I've never done it. I've always worked for myself.
Why not try it? Instead of thinking about it and sitting around and wondering about what it's going to be like, why not just give it a try?
Unless I'm just so worried about not having money and all this stuff.
But wait a second, you just did it right now, right in front of me. You're just so worried about not having money, but when I suggest why not just go out and get a job?
Because they're going to pay me such a small amount of money, how can I ever survive?
But the point is you're not surviving well right now if you're worried about survival.
You know, if I stay in this business, I know I make good money, but
look,
it's unhealthy.
Carolyn, not only is it unhealthy, but it's your self-respect. You're not feeling comfortable with it. You feel degraded. And from this degraded position, you find it easy to allow other people to take advantage of you. That's what has happened to you in this.
So you think in prostitution it's impossible to feel good about yourself?
Do you?
I don't know. I like meeting people. I go to dinner dates and that kind of thing.
I know, but that's kind of a rationalization, don't you think?
It is, but I do like meeting a lot of people.
Well, then you need to have a position where you can meet a lot of people. I mean, look at how twisted your thinking immediately gets when you start thinking about this. I mean, if one were to suggest to someone a profession where you could meet a lot of people, the first thing out of your mouth would not be prostitution, would it?
No.
All right, so don't get trapped into the one thing you like about it as being the only business in the world where you meet people.
And should I admit to anybody that I ever did this?
I think the first thing you need to do is put yourself in a position where you have something to fall back on.
I know, but suppose I want to get married or something, and should I tell somebody?
Once you clean up your act, the answers that you seek will be much more available to your thinking, because you're using these problems in the future to keep you from feeling that there's hope. What if I meet a nice guy, the first thing I do is I'll tell him I used to be a hooker, and the guy will just turn me off, right? That's what you're worried about. Well, that moment has not yet happened, and if you're going to make the future so negative, you must be using a negative future to keep you from changing because you're afraid of taking a risk. I say take the risk. Get a legitimate job. Build up your self-esteem. Give to people. Do something that has worth, that you feel comfortable with. And don't come back at me and say, well, being a prostitute's worth. I take care of a lot of guys whose wives have nothing to do with them. I'm doing a...
I wouldn't say that. I know that line.
All right. But I don't want you even to think like that.
What about confronting this guy? It's been bugging me. It's really been...
So write him a letter and let it all out. Realize you're never going to get a nickel from the person.
It's better to go talk to him in person.
Well, if you feel you can and there's no danger involved, but let him have a piece of your mind, just what you think of him, and don't have any...
Say that where I got the money from and all this stuff, even though I never admitted that I did anything, but he'll still use it against me.
The point is, it doesn't make any difference where you got the money from. He stole it from you. Don't allow him that inroad. Stand up for your rights. But do you notice that you... Wait a second. Wait a second. Hey, Slippery. You just did it on me. You just changed the topic. The topic is, are you going to stop being a hooker and get a legitimate job? Or are you all what?
I'm going to stop, but I still got to confront this.
Confront the guy. Tell him how you feel. But the most important thing that you need to do is for your self-esteem. Get a job. Raise up your sense of self-esteem by doing something that brings good to this planet and to the world that you are the center of. Make your world right. And if you make your world right now, who cares what you did before?